Hello test guardians, welcome back to our test coding session. As in the previous conversation, we discussed about the splitting the data into test, validation, and training. So let's see how it works when we write the code. There are a few libraries that you guys need to import and install. So I'm just gonna copy and paste here. Just do the same. I will provide this link as well in the description, so don't worry. What are these? No need to concern about that. I'm gonna explain that one by one as we start writing our further code. So once you hit this button and see it's green, it's good. Let's add another block here. So this is where the actual game begins. So df variable that means data frame. So pd comes from Panda library. See, in line 5, we are importing pandas as pd. So that library is being used to perform operations on any kind of documents in the files. For example, in this case, we need to read our CSV. So you just say, hey Panda, go read this CSV, and where is that CSV? You have to provide that URL. And how you do that, so this is where my file is located. I'm providing this URL here. And now that file is in this variable df, data frame. Okay. So it's very easy by using these libraries instead of writing your own code in the Python. So this is why it's helpful. So next is, I'm just taking another variable, which is x. Now I'm saying data frame dot drop. So I'm asking it drop a column. Which one? That has a name as outcome. So which is an outcome? Outcome is the last column of the table, which has all the labels, or I can say the outputs from the values we have in the table. So I want to get rid of that and saving it in variable x, and that is called as a axis 1. Right, and now next variable that I am taking is a y, where I'm saying, hey, data frame. Now the one that you dropped previously, which was outcome, let's save that into the y variable. Right, so what is going here? Data frame is a variable. I'm saying Panda, go to this URL, read the CSV, and save into this. Now I'm saying, hey x, you have all the table but not the last column. Just remove that. And to the y, I'm saying y, you have the last column, which is the output of all my values. So that comes here. Now the next part is the split, which is a little bit overwhelming at this point, so don't be concerned. And I'm not going to like throw everything right now, but I will tell you what is really important for you to understand. So this is a step 1 of split that we are doing, and which is 80-20. So in this, you need to keep an eye on this test size 0.2, random state 42. So random state 42 means this is a random state code. Whenever you run this code, it doesn't matter how many times you run on that data set, it is going to perform the operations and provide you exactly the same output every time you run. Otherwise, you may get different outputs which will be inconsistent. So test size is 0.2, which means save the 20% data for the testing purpose, and 80% goes further to the step 2. So you must have to understand this calculation. Test size 0.2 means save the 20% data for the testing purpose. And if you guys remember from the previous lecture that the test data is being used to test the model if it can perform on this data which is unseen for the model yet. So we are saving that at the first place. And now 80% moves to the next. The code exactly looks similar. There's not a big change. The only difference you're going to notice is the test size is 0.25 here. And in this split, So what we have done is the 80% that data we actually received, from that we are saving for the validation now. If you guys can recall that information, for the validation and testing and the training, we need to split it out, right? And once we do the split for the validation and the training data, we usually keep like 20% and 20%, and the remaining goes for the training the model, right? So that is what is going on here. And in step 2, we so that's a little bit, instead of diving into the mathematics, I will just give you a rough example that 0.25 here actually stands for just use the 25% of the data. This is what it is trying to say. So use a 25% of data for the validation purpose. Okay. And 0.25 of 80% data that we get from the step 1 is equal to 20%. So that means we are saving 20% for the validation, right? And the remaining data that is being saved for the training purpose. I hope it's clear, it's not confusing. At step 1, this is a 80-20. We are saving 20%, 0.2, for the testing purpose. And on the step 2, we received 80% data from step 1, and we give test size 0.25. 0.25 means 25% for the validation, and 0.25 of 80% data is equal to 20%. And we are saving that for the validation purpose. And I hope this calculation is crystal clear. If no, please feel free to post a comment. I will try to explain it in some other way. So that is all you need to uh, perform operations here. And now after that, what actually it does, let's see, just print some statements. And once you print this, let's see what it does. So now we are getting training, validation, and the test data here. So these numbers can be overwhelming to read out. So this is why we have another library that we installed previously. This is a matplotlib. Now let's see the magic of this, what it does actually. I'm just going to copy and paste that code. You don't have to worry what is going on here. It is just to show you what this library does. So once you hit the play, see, these numbers now look like this one. That is way better to see the clear picture. Like for the training, we have almost 60%. And for the test and validation, we have almost 20%, because we cannot split 100% into the equal parts for forever. Like that is not mathematically possible. So this is why we have these numbers here. So that is all you need to do. Install these libraries, use the Panda library to read the CSV. And at this step, you are saying, hey, data frame, just drop the last column. I don't need that. And then in the Y, you said you're going to have that column. Step 1, 80-20, 20% is saved for the testing purpose, and 80% move forward, and 0.25% of 80% is equal to 20%. So we are saving 20% for the validation here. We are saving 20% for the testing purpose at step 1, and then the remaining data will be used for the model's training itself. Printing those values, these are the here, and after that I am just making a beautiful chart out of it to see how the values look like. And that's all for today. Just play around with this, change a couple of values, see how it works. For example, this is like explaining itself. Fig size 4 by 4, you can just play around by 10 by 10. These are the color codes. Just play around, change those as per you like. The labels, train, validation, and test, you just change the name and see how it looks like on to you. Yeah, just give it a try, play around. Any confusion or questions, just drop a message, and I will keep adding the code videos after every theory discussions we make. So I just want trying to split that apart instead of making a one big giant video. So that's all for today, and happy testing. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next video about supervised and unsupervised machine learning concepts.